Greetings, fellow Americans. How are you doing tonight, this morning, whenever you're listening to this show? Thank you for tuning in. I just want to let everybody know that, we've all been through a lot of stuff these past couple weeks, couple months. We've been told what to do. This was new in this country. Told to wear things on our face. Our kids were told they couldn't go to school, and then we were asked that teachers actually teach them remotely, something that they had never done. And so we've been through a lot, and then we had this election cycle come through, and I don't even think it matters what side you're on. We can easily tell that something must have happened here. Depending on what you believe. And some people, it really doesn't matter what you believe. It's okay to move someone out any which way you could sometimes. And that really wouldn't be very patriotic, let's say. But, we're not even going to hold you to that. It's been a tough year. And so I just want to let everyone know that you really need to consider holding the line. We hear this phrase pretty often, hold the line. And I think a lot of people think that, that has to do with maybe something's going to happen in the future. I know there's this whole movement out there that believes that, our president's going to come back. And I just want to let you know that really that's not what the real great awakening that I believe we've all been through is about. And I can remember just a week ago realizing that I've had the Great Awakening. It actually doesn't really matter what happens in the future. It doesn't matter if which side takes which. I just want to let you know that the way I believe the Great Awakening has happened is the evil has been exposed. Everybody's come out from under the table. We know where everybody stands. And I think for some that's very important. I know for me it's very eye-opening. I knew there was a lot of crap with regards to the government. And I know I speak for a lot of you. But I don't think people realized how awful, evil things can really be. I was sharing with a friend the other day that, a third-party creditor can sue you and you have to show up in court and you have to prove yourself. I know sometimes that you have to go quite a few times. Their discovery, trial conference meetings, the trial itself if you go that far. And, we went through a season where we didn't even get elections adjudicated, which is a word we've heard so often now, really meaning checked and double checked or verified how you want. The biggest situation in our whole country, something that demands high treason if it's stolen. And we didn't actually get a chance to take a look and see if that is what actually happened. And we're also being told that we're not allowed to speak about any of this stuff. Now, let me ask you this question. Why in the world would big tech and all these huge, large companies across America get so involved in politics? Not to mention telling us exactly what happened, little tickers under tweets and Facebook posts and YouTube videos, continuously reminding us of election bleep. I'm told you can't say that on some of these channels here, which just think of that. You can't even say a few words. Our forefathers were geniuses, though, because if you take a look at the Constitution, freedom of speech can't be abridged. So I don't think there's an avenue there where that could be taken away. So that's a real blessing. Our forefathers were sure smarter than these bunch of characters in Congress today. I mean, it's very hard to believe these people are running the country. Where did they find these people? You want to talk about a group of people that are completely sold out? I can't believe you can't find an honest politician anywhere. I mean, Democratic, Republican, it really doesn't matter. Those are just facades. Nobody's really taking care of the American people. So getting back to what I had mentioned before, I said, let's hold the line. And what does hold the line mean? Hold the line means is get into your great awakening. Take a look around, see what has happened. You are not going to be the same person you were a year from now. I mean, you turn back a year from when I'm recording this podcast and everything was pretty hunky-dory. Full employment, increases in wages, home ownership was increasing. And now you take a look what we've been through, and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I don't know if I got that phrase completely right. But we're in a different place. You're in a different place. We saw what can happen. We see what's running this country. We got an idea who's who. We know what needs to be fixed. And so we have to move out from that. We also have to make sure that we're praying for some of these people. We're praying for our country. I just started praying for the country. I never even considered praying for the country. And so I'm really not that concerned anymore. I for some reason, I thought something was going to happen. I wasn't following any particular thing, but I started to watch everybody on TV's mannerisms and who was confident and the body languages of each. And, body language and speech really can give you an idea of who's who and who's telling the truth and who's not. And, I saw some different things, people testifying at these state hearings and all this other stuff. And, you could tell who's lying through their teeth. Strangely enough, I believe the people who were lying actually had a clear understanding that there was going to be no court that was going to hear this case. I had no idea that anyone can get away with such a big thing right in front of everyone's face. But I'm getting over it. I have no allegiance to any person. I have no allegiance to any party. I do have an allegiance to the Constitution, and that's what I've really been digging into lately. I didn't realize how much I am a patriot. I grew up in New York. If you don't realize my accent, I don't know if I still have it because I have been out for some time now, but I've walked those battlegrounds at the Battle of Saratoga. You could feel the spirit of men losing their life there. You could feel the battles, and then going up to Fort Ticonderoga. And I remember as a young boy playing golf at Fort Ticonderoga Golf Club. I don't think it was Fort Ticonderoga, it was Ticonderoga Golf Club. And here I am playing golf on the battlefield that was really the beginning of the American militias winning battles. And it's what brought the French into the battle, and then they helped us out at the Battle of Saratoga, which was a big turning point. And, I believe every single person should visit these places. It'll really increase your feeling for this country. And I just got into reading the Constitution. It's a little bit perplexing in its one way, but it's the law of the land. And it invigorates me. I mean, I was very fortunate to live where there was a tremendous amount of American history, but, you don't have a lot of American Revolutionary history out here in the West. And I wonder if we're seeing that with regards to within its politics. Because I'm not sure people have this country and we the people in their best interest. So anyway, on this night, if it makes you feel any better, I just want to let you know that I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great about the Great Awakening. I'm not even concerned about what could be, might be going on behind the scenes. I'm going to let God let that out. And I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to try to do my life. You know, being an empath, I really feel for some of these restaurants and these nail salons, all these little small businesses that were closed. I mean, what's more un-American than closing businesses and telling them that you can't open while politicians never miss a paycheck? It's a tremendous travesty. And I pray that our military has their eyes open and that they're going to work towards getting us out of this tyranny, because we sure don't need any more of it. And already you're starting to see things open up now that we have a new administration coming in. And I guess I'm guilty in feeling that, boy, maybe we are lucky that this all happened, because we just weren't getting any movement as far as opening with the last administration. But it's not their fault. It's in the Constitution. You know, we are the United States of America, so we do go state by state. And so who knew that Florida was going to be the poster child for freedom? I was just reading an article from a well-respected Catholic author that mentioned that he spent some time in Florida, and he couldn't believe how free they were. And when he came back to California, he started to feel what it's like living in communism, because he was really enjoying his freedom in Florida. And then he came to California and like everything's locked down. And who makes these foolish decisions? These are all political decisions, undoubtedly. So I'm going to remain positive. I'm fortunate. You know, I have a tax business that is going to get started really soon, and I'm really looking forward to seeing people. You know, I've already made a few phone calls. It's so nice to get in touch with people. And, you know, if there's one thing you do, you know, make sure you pick up the phone, give someone a call, someone you haven't talked to in a while. Let's start making traditional contacts. You know, I think in one way this was one very good thing about big tech shutting down so many millions of people in this country. I think it's actually time that we started to get back to traditional ways of socializing. I know since social media has come across that I just don't pick up the phone as much as I used to, let alone not knock on someone's door and go visit them. So I'm actually seeing the possibility, if we can wake up, that, you know, maybe this is the beginning of the end for social media, because it doesn't really seem all that social. And I'm guilty of just throwing anything out there that I want to and living on social media, and that's where I get my socialization. But I do try to pick up the phone and get in contact with some folks that I haven't spoken to in a while, and that would be a great recommendation if you just did that once. I know with everything going on out there right now, it's so easy to kind of crawl in a hole, get behind the keyboard, start making every political comment you possibly could, or maybe commenting on someone else's political comment that you don't enjoy. But, you know, you can only go so far down that rabbit hole until it hurts you. So, you know, just take a deep breath. There's a man you can look up on one of the video channels. His name's Wim Hof. He has this great breathing exercise. Just simply shows you how to breathe. And he actually mentions that there's no there's no Zen master that even does it like him, and it's really, really simple. And then, of course, if you can ever go advanced, this is a hard sell, but take a cold shower. We'll leave that one for the next episode. But, just start off with some nice breathing. And, just cool down on the politics. A lot of us really never were in politics until we actually were horrified at what we saw. And I think it dragged a lot of us into politics that never cared to go into politics, because we know that politics in general is just a bunch of bunkum. It's very hard to find anyone honest in politics. And that really needs to be the Great Awakening. When we hear any of these talking heads talk, they should be thrown questions at that are solid, that deserve answers, and there should be some accountability to these folks. Anyway, I just want to wrap it up with this. Don't forget to breathe. Don't turn on the mainstream media. Don't turn on the alternative media tonight, tomorrow, this evening, just for a little while. Maybe why don't you hit your knees and just pray? Pray for our country. Pray for your family. Pray for your friends. Pick up the phone. Make a contact. Let's get back to our real lives. Anyway, thank you very much. We'll talk soon.